Thanks, buddy.
For years and years, people thought, permit, you can't catch them. And something happened, and I don't know what it was. Suddenly, I think the collective psyche of the anglers out there started to realize, these fish are catchable. They like real consistent weather, and that's why it's about windows, and it's about, windows of time where the conditions get right, where you can, catch plenty of them. Those windows are short, sweet, and they don't stick around for very long. Permit fishing is kind of a cult. It's this small group of people that have kind of been led to the point where they're seeking out the most challenging thing to do with the fly rod.
It's sort of the ultimate challenge in saltwater fly fishing that I've found.
They elicit a bunch of different emotions out of you, and you can't really say what it's going to be.
That's what they do to people. They make them mentally ill.
It's definitely not the girl that you take home, on the first date. It's the one that you court with flowers and romance and promise. It's a fish that lives in deep water, but they kind of feed on the flats and on the edges of flats. They're kind of aliens in their own environment, and they're kind of this exotic mix of color, shape, and bad attitude.
Just like the spookiest, most alert, most aware, paranoid little thing that we chase out of all three fish. It just comes and it goes, and the mystery of the fish almost, that's what makes the fish so just so pursued and so sought after.
Throughout the entire year, every day you go out on the water, there's always the chance of bumping into a permit. They are all over the Keys, but really the sport was kind of developed down here, and the famed flats to Key West is where we do a lot of the fishing for them.
This is truly one of the most amazing ecoscapes in the world. You kind of sit at the crossroads between the Atlantic Gulf Stream and the Gulf of Mexico, and if you look on a map and had to pick the fishiest place in the world, you'd be hard-pressed to come up with something that's fishier than here. It's like the perfect confluence of all the right things to make fish swim by.
The classic kind of thing that you see in the Keys that is most telling about the permit is that black tail. It's just unmistakable. You look out and all of a sudden it looks like this black fillet knife just piercing through the water, and it'll make you shake. It's intimidating as hell.
That was cool.
Permit in shallow water on the flats are an incredibly hard game fish to catch. You have to be a bit humble and a bit willing to accept total and utter rejection and failure. If you can do one thing that gives you an advantage here and another one there, you begin to get more favorable odds. You have to look at what you can accomplish. You have to go into this having confidence. At the height of any sport, really, it becomes a mental game. You got to be able to deliver under pressure, because the minute you think about it, you lose.
Ooh, 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 here they come. They're left, they're pushing left.
Yeah, go for the big one to the left.
I lost him.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, I got him.
Good, you're on the little one, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, 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 oh.
Easy. Doesn't see it. Get another shot right now. To the right and shoot. Come on, to the right, man. You go strip it? Not on him. Need to be further. Go right now. Damn it!
Damn it. Me.
Terrible cast.
It was.
Even the fish that got away or that you totally screwed up, and you might be mad about it right at the moment, but at the end of the day, when you're sitting around with your buddies over some beers, you are laughing harder than anybody at that same story. And it's the beauty. You can turn it around and totally laugh at yourself.
I suck. It's about like, it's not even blowing that hard and I can't even make a shot. Not, you know, following my strict program.
The fly. I got a huge permit, 2 o'clock, left, right there. Yeah, I got him. He's to the right a little bit. Step down, Bear. Come on, step down. That's a long shot. All right.
I lost him, dude. No.
And go. Balance it. Permit fishing is life in a nutshell. You're not just going to go out there and by virtue of good looks or whatever conquer the world. It's small steps, you know. You take small steps and you get somewhere. And that's definitely permit fishing. You're not going to just walk out there and succeed at it. It's trial and error, success, failure that builds up into really knowing something throughout.
Right before I usually get in a fight, kind of like that feeling I got. Dude, I am so f***ing pissed off, dude. Right now, I haven't been this mad in months.
It's an incredibly humbling experience, I think, for a lot of people. And sometimes it's humbling to the point of almost wanting to quit.
Gone.
You will literally just fold and collapse and say, help. I don't know if there's a lot of things in life that's really equate to permit fishing. The thing that comes to mind quickly is climbing a mountain. That's a hard thing to do, and it's challenging. You got to do all the things right, but it's up to you at the end of the day to walk up that son of a bitch. It's a real, honest-to-God moment in people's lives when they hold that fish for the first time. You know, your hands are shaking and they're like, oh my God, I did it. It wasn't something that, you know, you can just go to a store and get. You did it. It's personal triumph. I've seen people almost go down. And it's not while they're fighting the fish or even while they're holding it up for the picture, but it's when that fish swims away free that the enormity of their accomplishment that kind of hits them all at once.
I just got my first permit and I can't even explain it. My heart's about to explode. Been waiting for this moment for freaking 15 years. I am full of it. I got 2 great friends with me and life is freaking good.
It's a huge adrenaline buzz. It's a huge high, and I have a great job because I get to witness people at their moment of triumph. Just stop.
I am.
And get your together and step down, dude. That's a real big fish.
That's a big bitch.
Get it back in the cocktail.
We're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. Let's go.
All right, just hold your fly up. Yeah, point your rod to the clock.
You got him right here.
You got him? Nice big fish. There's a smaller fish trailing him.
That's a stud. Nope.
Pick it up and do it back in there again.
Hold on, hold on. He's
It's a
going
little, you
back.
see him, right?
Yeah, go. Oh, you do that? You got it? You got it again? And I got him.
Nice, dude. Yeah, bear.
That's what I'm
That's
talking
actually
about.
a permit. Yeah,
There
there's
we go.
redemption.
That right there, son, is what I'm talking about. You have these moments of just like pure pain, you know? You can't do anything right. You get the perfect shot, you blow it, and then all of a sudden, boom, boom. You know, some days she just gives it up.
It's all about learning. You know, that's really the fun behind it, is that there is something to learn. There's always something that you can pick up being out there on the flats every day that's going to teach you something new or show you a perspective that you didn't see. And that's permit fishing's the great game in that sense, because it's constantly evolving and it's ever challenging.
All right, Bear, let's tag this one, all right? I think I still got this.
They're this kind of mysterious, elusive game fish that we really don't know much about. And that's true from a fishing standpoint as well as a scientific standpoint. And what we're trying to do right now is small measures like tagging and releasing these permits so we can better understand, where they go to spawn, how much they move around, where do they like to be at certain times. And all of this is really for the benefit of better understanding how to manage and protect this resource.
Oh, what's up, little buddy? Thank you so very much. Ooh, I think he's ready. You ready? All right, brother. Thank you very much. Go have a good one. See you in a couple of days. Baby.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
Brian Holman
Yeah.
is back in the game, buddy. That was killer.
That's how you catch permit.
Yeah.
Pardon my language, I say F.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, we're just gonna have to catch a bigger one, maybe.
It's really a classic thing in saltwater fly fishing when you get a chance to cast and hunt a tailing permit. That's my favorite thing. I love going out and getting out of the boat and hunting tailors on foot. So it means to me, it's my livelihood. It's also a passion, an obsession, and it's a huge benefit for us to have a fish that sets up on the flats like that and allows us to throw flies at them. If for some weird reason we can find a way that permit fishing is important, for some people it's that window into themselves. I want people to know about this. I want people to share the passion and what goes into it, because it's incredibly cool. It's the coolest thing I know.
That's the only way to pass the days go by. You sit back and dream about the big blue sky. This life is hard, here on the ground. Sky and trees, a beautiful sound. The music, use it, never lose it. If you have to ask, you can always steal it. I can't do it without you, you can't do it without me. I won't leave this world till I hear one note.
That's one of the best fish I've ever caught in my whole life.
At the current time, even the chairman of the Florida Wildlife Commission thought that permit were a game fish when it was brought to his attention that they weren't.
How can somebody even question whether this fish is a game fish? It happens to look like a pompano, which is a food fish.
I mean, he was surprised. He said, they're a game fish. And then we showed him a picture of a restaurant that had permit for dinner in Key West.
You know, permit on the menu. What's up with that? There, you know, there's so many other fish that are available.
And he said, we need to fix this problem. And we tried to help the Wildlife Commission fix it. Their staff did a 2-year study, basically a series of meetings for 2 years. They did no scientific work.
So the state, if you will, is to some extent groping in the dark right now with inadequate information to make decisions.
Basically, they wanted to start allowing spearfishing for permit, including spearfishing during the spawn. They have no idea how many permit they have, whether the number's going up, going down.
Does permit have a behavior seasonally that they aggregate? And all I can describe it is a vortice, if you will, a tornado of permit. Tens of thousands of animals that have aggregated. The fishes at minimum are about 30 pounds up to 60, 70 pounds, some real giants.
The permit are basically sitting ducks on the wrecks and won't leave, so you can just walk right up to them, put a gun against their head and pull the trigger.
We know enough about the process to know how to work the parts, and I think everybody needs to be a participant in that discussion so we make the best decision at the end.
Belize and Cuba and the Yucatan and now Puerto Rico have all made permit game fish, and they're all catch and release. You can't keep a permit in any of those places. And here in Florida, where it's so important to us in the Lower Keys in terms of the inflow of money for tourism and for supporting the guides.
This process of moving the conservation effort ahead isn't all a science issue, isn't all a management issue. It's kind of this triad of science and management and angling public working together with a common goal. And I think, you know, so that gives me real hope that we're on the right track, because that kind of force, you know, individual and combined, is a powerful one that's likely to augur for a significant change. And it's a change that's important in this day and age when jobs and the economy are on its butt. That the reality is that kind of production system, and look at the ocean to some extent like a big factory, the extent to which we can get that thing tuned up means we're going to have higher economic productivity and greater social well-being in the long run.
There's some dedicated people out there that like to catch them, and I think as a whole it's a tremendous value to our recreational sports fishery here in South Florida. A lot of people get into permit fishing, and certainly me as a guide, is it's kind of this natural progression where you seek out the most difficult thing you can do. It possesses you, it holds on to you, you know, and you can't really get rehab for it. What kind of rehab are you going to get for fly fishing for permit? They look at you and be like, you know, dude, are you kidding me? But it's real. You get addicted to it. This permit fishing game is just, it's a total obsession. You seem to never be happy until the next time you catch one. The important thing is not what fly you're using, but the experience you have being out on the ocean. And it's the reason I want other people to see what it is that we're doing, even if they never get a chance to go permit fishing. It exists, it's out here, and it's beautiful.
There you go, man.
Thank you, Willie. Thank you, Willie. Thank you, Willie. Thank you.
Hold him up.
Yeah, that's a nice fish.
One of many. Yeah, the first one in a long time.
That's awesome. All right, let him go again. That's gorgeous, man.
Beautiful sight, 3 tails, and he's in your hand. Oh man, what a great fish.
Yeah, baby, you were real fine. You know what I'm saying? Real fine. This one's for all the ladies out there.